dudes. Yes, I was running a bit late today. Had to do my bills. It was bill day. It was okay. I breathe better when my bills are paid and out the door. Sophie and Zach. Parker, I missed you, Parker. How's it going, little buddy? Sophie and Zach, I'm gonna mail out your stickers, but they haven't come yet. Sticker Mule got a very angrily worded email from me. Hey, I was supposed to get this yesterday, and they're like, meh, meh, meh. But maybe they'll give me some free stuff because it's gonna be 2 days late. So keep holding on. Christy, are Palmer and Sloan watching? Kelly, Corbin, story time. Corbin, story time. Oh yeah. What's up, Emmett? Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. All right. So, remember, I told you I was going to finish that print yesterday of Gull Lake. Claire and Lydia are watching. Hi, Claire and Lydia. Oh, and I'm going to give away a book today. Okay? Singing along too. Yeah. I'm going to give away this book today, which was donated by Sarah and Haley and Amy. And I'm going to give it away to someone very special. I mean, you're all special, but someone's going to win today. Okay? So I want to show you that print that I finished because it's lovely. It's really lovely. Are you ready? Remember the first time I showed you, it was just, I'm going to tilt this just a little bit. It seems like I'm sitting at the kid table. Okay, there we go. So it was just a border. Well, then yesterday, me and my interns, Scott and Ben, who are lovely, they helped me print a reduction block of Gull Lake. Who knows Gull Lake? Maybe you've never been there. It's okay. I'm doing a whole lake series. I'm starting with Gull because Marin wanted a Gull Lake print. So, here it is. Do-do-do. So see, I did like a reduction block of Gull Lake, and then I set type that says Gull Lake. Then I signed and additioned it. This is number 2 of 15. I only did 15. And look how pretty it is. Woo! So then, let's see, what? So then you put a little mat on it and put it in a frame, and you put it in your lake cabin if you have one. I haven't got one, so I would just put it in my regular place. But it's really nice, and Marin was very happy. Marin and Megan came by. Those Funensteins are lovely, lovely folk. And speaking of Funensteins, I'm sending a birthday present to my friend Anne, formerly known as Funenstein. So that's exciting. So one more look at this print, which I will post today. And if you live on Gull Lake, you should get one, because you'll be like, oh, my friends will be so envious of this limited edition wonderful print. Yes, I did ink everything. I printed, remember the border was a plate from Boxcar, remember? Usually I don't cheat like that, but I had to because this was so insane. I don't have all those fonts, so I had to get a plate, okay? And then I printed it. Ooh. Whoa, my little Italiano friends are watching. Hey! Forget about it. Francesca. Good morning from Tahoe, from Zara and Legend. And my buddy Mikey's watching. And that's wonderful. Amor, my sister of print. La la la. Yes. You are wonderful, and I miss you very much. Okay. Ciao, 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 ciao. Alright, so I showed you that. I'm going to give this book away at some point today. So be listening with your ear holes, because then You'll have to comment something, and then I'll choose you, then I'll mail it out. Okay? So this is the book I'm going to read first. Miss Nelson is missing! Ah! Look at those little stinker faces. We're trouble. Okay. Yo, Juber, what's shaking? Today I'm just having straight up coffee, not latte. Ah, yummy. Okay, ready? Miss Nelson is missing. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling, paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. What? Look at And the teacher's like, stop it, kids, stop it. And they're like, yeah, we're not listening. I have a garbage can on my head. I'm throwing paper planes. Yeah. Those little guys causing trouble. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled, and they squirmed and made faces. Those little poopers. Listen up now. No way. Those kids. I've seen those kids. I've been those kids. They were even rude during story hour. Could you imagine being rude during story time? And they always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. See, she's just trying to read, and this guy's like, ha ha, I'm gonna do a headstand. You big dope. And then this kid's like, Miss Nelson is a goofy goof. And she's like, what do I do with these kids that don't listen to me? You know? The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids, now we can really act up. And they began to make more spitballs and paper planes. Today, let's just be terrible. That is hilarious. I think sometimes I'm going to just proclaim that a day I'm just going to be terrible. That's fantastic. Maybe that's another t-shirt idea. Today, let's be terrible. That's something. Not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. Uh-oh. Snowfort's doing a headstand. So they're like, we're gonna be mean, yeah, watch me, headstand. The ginger causing problems. What's happening? Tucker is watching. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. I am your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp. And she rapped the desk with her ruler. Where's Miss Nelson? Never mind that, snapped Miss Swamp. Open those arithmetic books. Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. Look at her. Bad guy. I will not take any guff. And I'm very witch-like. I have a giant nose. And poor makeup accessories. Look at my fingernails. She does not take guff. Okay? They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away she put them to work, and she loaded them up with homework. There she is. I told you to listen, you little stinky children. And they're like, man, this blows. And then she's like, work, work, work. Keep working. Do more arithmetic. And they're like, there's no way I'm going to play tonight. Too much homework. You know, that's what happens. Karma, dudes. We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouths shut. Sit perfectly still. And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry, said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by, and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. Dun, dun, dun. I will rule with an iron fist, people. And they're like, we were goofing off, and now they're dropping the hammer. Wish I could say I told you so. You know? Maybe we should try to find her, they said, and some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog was assigned to the case, and he listened to their story. Then he scratched his chin. He said, I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be of any help. So they're like, come on, let's go to the police. We gotta find her teacher. And he's like, great Scott. Blast. Look at my tie. It's very comical. and I smoke a pipe. You know? Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming up the street. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. And they got away just in time. Let's get out of here! Ah! And she's like, hey, I must punish more children because I'm very irritated. And they're like, get out of here, dudes! Run! Yeah, I know. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark, said one of the kids. But that didn't seem very likely. Okay, so sharks do gobble up people. Sharks, very unpleasant. Rah! He's eating a person right now. But I doubt they live by the sea, so that's highly unlikely. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid, but that did not seem likely either. So they're on the swings and they're like, where'd she go? I don't know. Maybe she's walking around on Mars with her little parasol. Highly unlikely. Very highly unlikely. I know, exclaimed one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies. But that was the least likely of all. I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. But kids think of wackadoodle things all the time. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with mean old Miss Viola Swamp forever. And they heard footsteps in the hall. Here comes the witch, they whispered. Hello, children, said someone in a sweet voice. I wonder what that means. Beep, boop, beep. They're like, okay, sit quietly because angry Miss Viola's coming. But they heard a pleasant voice. It was Miss Nelson! Did you miss me? She asked. We certainly did, cried all the kids. Where were you? Well, that's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about a story hour? Oh, yes, cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. What brought on this lovely change? And the kids said, that's our little secret. But we know it was angry Miss Viola Swamp. She turned these little stinker faces into some lovely children. That is interesting. So then, back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, she said to herself with a smile. So what have we gathered, children? Hola, from Argentina, my friend Georgie. Okay, so what does it look like? I think she, Miss Nelson, was the angry Miss Viola Swamp. She did the old switcheroo bit. So she really pulled one over on the children. Frankly, I'm all for it. You know, whatever it takes to get these kids to chill out a little bit, put their thinking caps on and learn and not just be wild, crazy people all day long. You can be crazy, but not all day long, you know? So, good job. Good on you, Miss Nelson. You're a crafty, crafty woman. Oh, P.S. Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He's now looking for Miss Viola Swamp. Do you think he will ever find her? No. And I think he is not a very good detective if he couldn't even figure that out. That's all I'm saying. Is this like, where did you even go to detective school, dude? You know? Yeah. So that's hilarious and hilarious. Did you guys like that book? Who gave me this book? Darn it! I don't have any names on this one. Blast. See, I'm trying to work blast into more of my conversations because I think it's hilarious. Oh, blast. So what else? Anybody got anything? Anybody want to tell me anything about themselves? The old switcheroo bit. Shall we? How you doing, buddy? Yes. lunch. Today, I am actually going to drive to Fargo today. Does anybody know where Fargo is? Fargo is about 2.5 hours that way, straight up. And I'm going to pick up a drafting, what is it called? It's this big giant cabinet because I'm getting the shop super fly organized. We went through so much stuff, Paul and I and Madeline. Ooh, want to tell you you're looking good. Love the hair today. Thank you. Appreciate it. I need that. In these quarantine times, sometimes I'm like, I feel sad. So I appreciate the compliment. Yes, going up north to Fargo to pick up, love you too, Shelby. The flat file will fit. I measured the car. Good job, Brian. So we're going to get a flat file, which is so I can put all my posters and prints in. Jackson's in the house flat file, yes. I'm telling you, looking for flat files, dang, they're expensive. No, not a Hamilton cabinet. That'd be crazy talk. It's just a metal flat file that I'm getting from this business in Fargo for $250. Well, they had it listed for $299. I offered $250. We did a little beep, boom, beep, back and forth. Ended on $275, which is a steal because, I mean, they're like 700,000 simoleons. That's a lot of money, you know? And I don't know. One time, I was going to get one from this guy, and I was like, I'll take it. And before I got to his place to pick it up, gave it to someone else. That guy's still on my to be mean to someday list. But not for real, just for pretend. Just for pretend. I'm just still a little mad, but not for real, but for sort of for real. You know? Just saying. Sometimes people make me crank-tankerous. Okay, I did start my little timer. Let's see how it's going. Oh, maybe I didn't. Yes, I did. We're doing good. How low price because of your extreme beauty. That's hilarious. I feel like I've got a little hair. It's tickling my nose. Can't find it. There it is. I feel like it's been listed for a really long time. And maybe they're so far away that like no one wants to come get it. But I'm going to come get it and I'm going to pay them, write them a check, put it in Paul's mom's car and drive it home. And then I'll be more organized than ever before. And I'll wear my bandito so that I don't pass on any Rona to anyone in case I have it. Which I don't know, but I hope I don't. But I don't know, but I hope I don't. So, bandito's ready to go. Hair's looking crazy like a lion. Yeah, I guess I'll just read another book, okay? And I kind of want to read this one because this is old school. Look, it's $1. And look, I think my brother colored it in his eyes with a pen. And I was so sad. I was like, his eyes are the best part. And maybe it was me or my brother, but somebody... Oh, that might say... I don't know if it was me or my brother. But this is super flat old. Copyright 1974 by Stephen Cosgrove. This is old. And this guy, I thought he was the cutest little guy ever. So it's sort of long, but it's pretty cool. Okay? Ready? I love these books. I had a whole collection of them, but they're quite long. So sit back, put your feet up, get a little blankie, get ready. Miss Mary's going to read you one more story. Ready? Boop. Here we go. Many, many years ago, in a far corner of a very poor country, stood the poorest of poor castles. Not only did the villagers of the castle lack riches and valuables, but they were poor in spirit, for they had nothing to be proud of. Meh. Well, that's sort of sad. A whole people just not feeling very good. Well, hopefully that'll turn around. The only reason they had survived at all was by baking and selling the most delicious and delectable muffins in the land. Every morning the king, who was also the head baker, would bake up a fresh batch of muffins. When he had finished, and the muffins were baked and still warm from the ovens, the villagers would load up their carts and set off for the other villages in the kingdom. There was never any problem in selling the muffins, since they were the finest ever baked. But because the villagers were so poor, they'd have to use all the money they had earned to buy firewood and flour in order to make more muffins. So it's a whole peristaltic chain reaction of cause and effect. So there's that guy or gal. Looks like a gal. And she's looking sad. Even the horse is sad. And they're like, all right, let's get these muffins to the next village. So day in and day out, the head baker, who was also the king, would build up the giant fires in the ovens and bake muffins and muffins and muffins. He would slowly mix all the ingredients in a big cracked bowl, pour the batter into the muffin tins, and carefully put them in the ovens to bake. Ooh, cool. So there he is, all by himself, making jillions of muffins in these big, huge fire ovens, and there he'd put them in the ovens upstairs. So fire down below, ovens upstairs. Muffins being built, or made. There's the flour. Okay, cool. He's a local dude. The villagers were just barely surviving, and as if things weren't bad enough for them, there appeared at the castle one day a great and monstrous dragon. Now this was not your everyday run-of-the-mill dragon. He was rather enormous, slightly overweight, and he was a muffin-munching dragon. With crumbs still on his face from the muffins he ate at the last castle he visited, the dragon came trotting down the hill, right up to the drawbridge. The villagers took one look at the dragon and hastily ran over the drawbridge and hustled into the castle to hide. So there's little Plumpy McPlumperton. I smell freshly baked, locally sourced muffins. You know? The dragon took a look around and a long sniff. Ah, he mumbled, I smell muffins. Therefore, he decided this castle smelled like a nice place to stay. He picked up his suitcase and moved in right under the drawbridge. He was very tired from his long journey, so he unpacked his pillow, his pajamas, the picture of his pony, and curled up and fell fast asleep. So I think it's really funny that this little dragon has a suitcase, PJs, a picture of a pony, and a pillow. Very cute dragon. I mean, dragons tend to be not really rational, so we're gonna see. The next morning, the villagers looked out their castle windows and thought that the dragon was gone. Breathing a sigh of relief, they calmly began preparing for another day. After loading their wagons to the brim with fresh, warm muffins, they set off across the drawbridge and the soundly sleeping dragon. With all the rattling and clanking from the wagons on the drawbridge, the dragon awoke with a shudder. He yawned once, stretched twice, and peeked over the edge to see what was going on. So, what's that, huh? Those muffins look so good, and I am very hungry. He thought, and finally came up with a plan. Look at him. I like to eat muffins, and I'm just a big scary dragon that's a little overweight. He jumped on the drawbridge right in front of the villagers and tried to look very ferocious and roared loudly, Stop, or I will burn up your drawbridge. Then, to be a little more convincing, he blew a little flame and puffed 3 smoke rings. From henceforth, he rumbled, you shall give me 10 of your most delicious muffins as your toll to cross my bridge. But this is our drawbridge, they cried. Well, if I burn it up, it won't be anybody's drawbridge, said the dragon. And the villagers thought and talked for a moment and finally agreed to give the dragon his muffins. They barely had enough money to buy firewood, let alone enough wood to build a new drawbridge. So there he is. Puff, puff, puff. And they're like, ah! This guy's ferocious and he's got fire coming out of his snoot. So they gotta pay a toll. Every wagon that crossed the drawbridge and every person from then on left the dragon 10 absolutely delicious muffins. With crumbs all around him, the dragon would sit there, contentedly stuffing those scrumpalicious muffins away. This probably would have gone on to this very day, except for one slight problem. The dragon was eating so many muffins that the villagers did not have enough to sell. Because of that, they didn't have enough money to buy the firewood for the ovens or even flour to make more muffins. They would return every day with fewer and fewer supplies until one day they had come home with nothing. So he's being very gluttonous. Look at all those muffins. Dude, he's even putting jam on them. You're very greedy, mister. See, something's gonna happen. The next morning, the head baker, who was also the king, could not fire up the great ovens because they had no firewood. He could not use his big cracked bowl because he had no flour or supplies to put in to make muffins. With a heavy heart and a tear in his eye, the baker sat sadly on a pile of empty flour sacks and cried. We have no more supplies to make muffins, and no more wood to light the fires. We cannot bake any more muffins, and the dragon will burn down our drawbridge. What are we ever to do? There he is. I'm very sad. I'm just trying to do right. I'm just working hard, and the man's keeping me down. I'm sick of it. I mean, I can feel that. That very same day, the dragon woke up, brushed his teeth, combed his hair, and prepared for another day of muffin munching. He waited and waited and waited, and no wagons came, no muffins came, and the dragon's stomach began to rumble, grumble, and growl. He tried eating a few of the crumbs that he had dropped on the ground from the day before, but that didn't satisfy his hunger at all, and they were stale. No muffins, he grumbled, and his stomach rumbled and growled. No muffins! Finally, he decided to enter the castle and find out what was going on. Hello? Hey, dudes? Are you coming out? Where's muffins? Hey! Big man here. You know? The dragon wandered through the castle until he reached the bakery. Then he peeked inside. Hey, where are my muffins? He rumbled. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Where are my muffins? So he's like, dudes, come on, we had a deal. I'm very giant and I need a ton of these muffins. The head baker, who was also the king, as bravely as he could, walked right up to the dragon and said, Mr. Dragon, we are poor villagers living in a poor castle which has very little. And before you came, the muffins we sold barely paid for our firewood and supplies. And now that we have to give you so many muffins, we can't even afford to buy firewood, and our ovens have no heat. The poor dragon was very confused, and he wanted some muffins because he was very hungry. But at the same time, he felt sorry for the baker and the other villagers who lived in the castle. Aw, look at him. See, he's like, listen up, dude, that's not how it works. And he's like, I will listen, because that's what you do. Even if you're not on the same side, you sometimes listen to each other, right? The dragon thought and thought and thought, and finally, a great big smile crossed his face. I have it, he shouted, and asked the head baker, who was also the king, to call all the villagers to a castle conference so that he could tell them of his marvelous plan. The villagers happily began to cheer and shout as he finished, for surely the dragon had solved the problems of the castle and his own forevermore. I have a plan. I have a tiny brain, but it's kicking on all cylinders, so check it out. Okay. Then and for always, the dragon heated the ovens of the bakery with his mighty flame. And with the extra money they saved by not having to buy firewood, the villagers could easily afford to leave a generous stack of muffins within easy reach of the muffin-munching dragon. While heating up the ovens with a lot of style and grace, the muffin muncher smiles a smile with crumbs on his face. There he is! See? Everybody wins! He keeps the fire stoked, he gets a pile of delicious, locally sourced muffins, he's very happy, the villagers are happy, everybody wins! So, that's wonderful. So, that's that. It was a little bit long. I hope you enjoyed it. The timing is perfect. I can hardly stand it. So, let's say, okay. Let's see, whoever picks a winning gumball color, the winning gumball colors, wins this book. Okay? Let's just start there. Because you all play that game, so that's how we're going to make it work from now on. Otherwise, it's too complicated. So, think, get some colors rolling in your head, what jumps out, what feels right, and this will be what you win. No grass clippings, no crumpled up paper. We'll for real give you this book. So I'll tell you who the winner is, and then you have to tell me, message me your address, then I will put it in the mail. Okay? Ready? Get our gumballs placed. We've got blue and pink, and if I didn't see, oh, Shelby says white. Where are my pennies? Someone stole my pennies. Great Scott! Oh, blast! Oh, there they are. Nobody stole anything. Silly person. Jackson picks blue and green, purple and red, pink and yellow. Give him a little shake. Emmett says red and purple. All right. Okay. Ready? So even if I don't see all your stuff, I'll tell you tomorrow who wins. Because I'll go back and look. Blue and orange, white and blue, pink and purple, red and purple. All right, ready? Here we go. Green and blue. Pink and orange. Stupid orange. Okay, did anyone say pink and orange? Orange. Chuck it. We're gonna try one more time. Purple and yellow, Sloan. Okay, you get two chances. So maybe no one got those. We'll try one more time. Okay, ready, set. Whoa, red and blue. Did someone say that? That's a good combo. Red and blue makes purple. All right. So I'll go back. Look at the comments. Winner will be announced tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I'm gonna add this pink. I'm not gonna add that orange. Orange? Bleh. So, thanks for guessing. Someone's gonna win that book by Mo. That's hilarious. It's about being impatient, which I am. And some of you maybe are too. Okay? I'm gonna still pick a winner. Mr. Drew. Thanks, Mary. Have fun in Fargo. All right, maybe I'll have some fun stories to tell you. Good try, Ed. Quarantine story time. Quarantine story time. Quarantine story time. Oh yeah. All right. Have a good day. It's lovely talking with you. Think about the little muffin munching dragon today. And see you tomorrow. Bye, dude.